law they wrote in marble doesn't govern where I operate. The jurisdiction ends precisely where my shadow starts. I've seen their courts, their statutes, their elaborate procedure. Theater built for men who need an institution's blessing to act. I didn't wait for institutions. Institutions waited on conclusions that I had already reached through methods they don't certify. The streets have a constitution older than their parchment, written in the consequence of every man who stepped outside the boundary of what I sanctioned and discovered that the boundary wasn't decorative. My authority wasn't granted, it was accumulated, deposited in every room that changes temperature when I arrived. Every man who recalibrated his behavior in my proximity was casting an involuntary vote for the governance I hadn't asked for, but accepted because the alternative was someone less precise, holding it instead. I am the law, in the places the law abandoned, the adjudicator of the debts the system wouldn't touch. I am the precedent, the verdict, and the sentence in the appellate court of last resort for men who run out of recourse and know who to approach. I am the law, not the cruelty of it, not the corruption that they deem the full conceals. I am the law, as it was meant before they codified the iniquity. The version that delivers what the marble version only promises, but never actually fulfills. I've settled territorial disputes that predated my involvement, untangled debts so convoluted only someone sovereign could adjudicate. Looked men in the eye and rendered verdicts they didn't contest, because the verdict was so plainly accurate that contesting it would have required a dishonesty they couldn't sustain. In front of me, the weight of this is not romantic. I wanna be transparent. Every decision made in my capacity leaves residue. The man who carries judgment over others carries something cumulative, a sediment of consequence that builds with every ruling at the base of everything he does thereafter. But someone has to hold it in the territories the legitimate world decided weren't worth the inconvenience. Someone has to be the thing that doesn't flinch when flinching is the honest human response. I want to say something that men in my position rarely say aloud. The law is lonely. Not the power of it, not the authority, not the deference that precedes me into every room. The isolation of being the final word, the place where every appeal terminates. There is no one above me in this particular jurisdiction, which means there is no one to tell me when I'm wrong. And I have been wrong, precisely, consequentially, irreversibly wrong, and carried it the way you carry what cannot be amended, in the marrow, in the posture, in the 3 a.m. when the authority goes quiet. The man inside sits with what the authority cost. So when you invoke the law, invoke it understanding what the law requires of the one who holds it. It requires everything: your comfort, your certainty, your right to be wrong without it mattering. It requires a man who can absorb the full gravity of being the last word spoken in rooms where last words determine everything that follows. I am that man in the territory I was given, or built, or inherited through the specific mathematics of survival and proximity, and the refusal to be governed by a system that never intended to protect what I was protecting. I am the law, not proudly, not reluctantly, necessarily. And the day I stop being it, I will hand it to someone worthy with both hands and a warning. It weighs more than it looks. It always weighs